Welcome back to the Michael Baisden Show. Always great to have the gentleman on. Haven't seen him since the march in Washington. CEO of National Urban League, Marc Morial. How you doing, Mr. Mayor?
Hey, Michael. It's great to be with you. Thanks for what you do.
I got to talk to you about all the things I heard you speaking about on MSNBC last night. I don't know if our people understand how critical this voter suppression situation is.
Let me tell you, we have to occupy the vote, and we've got to push back on voter suppression. Texas is a perfect example where a concealed-to-carry gun permit is acceptable ID, but a student ID is not. 34 states have launched efforts to cut back on voting by imposing all of these new requirements, and I think people need to understand we've got to resist it, we've got to fight it, because we've got to defend democracy and occupy the vote in 2012.
Mr. Morial, I'm going to play devil's advocate and tell you what people are saying, then I need you to respond. They're going to say, well, why shouldn't people be required to have a state-issued ID? What's the problem?
Well, here it is. The people who make that argument suggest that these state-issued IDs are about eliminating voter fraud. There's no evidence that there's been this kind of voter fraud that an ID would prevent. So in essence, they're using a smokescreen to justify voter suppression. Why should states now add new barriers to voting in 2012 when we haven't had, except in 2 states before? Why and why now?
What can we do about it?
We need to, number one, encourage the Justice Department to block laws in those states covered by the Voting Rights Act. We need to support voter education and lawsuits and litigation in those states where we can stop it. If we're forced with complying with this, we cannot be stopped. We cannot be deterred. We cannot let our votes be suppressed.
Look, I'm going to need you to come back on the show on a regular basis and tell us what's going on. CEO of National Urban League, Marc Morial, got to come back on the regular and keep us posted.